Coverage is the term for the fact that when you shoot a scene, you cover it from many different angles. Like the very first thing is you might do a wide shot, what's called a master shot or establishing shot, and then you go in for all little close-ups or medium shots so that you have a lot of choices. And the reason why it's called an establishing shot is basically it establishes the action. Did the character speak, then sit down, or sit down, then speak? One of the directing career paths is being an editor, because editors already have an innate sense of like how much footage they need to put a scene together. You know, they don't waste their time getting too many shots from too many different angles, but at the same time they get enough to know, you know, they're thinking ahead of time how it's going to cut together. And we had this scene in Hard Scrambled that was like 5 or 6, 7 minutes long. And, you know, we're running out of time for the day, and we're getting kind of worried. So we think to ourselves, probably hope, more likely denial, that maybe this scene will play as an 8-minute or 5-minute one-take scene. We'll do it as a oneer. And as you see here, it just doesn't work. You know, you need to have the different shots.
You tell me, you son of a bitch. 10 grand. 10 grand? I would have paid double that, just to keep you from...
Oh, then do it.
So what happened is, a year later, we went back and recreated the set from scratch. You might notice some differences here. And we went back and we got the close-ups and all the different shots. So you see how you can control the pacing of the scene.
You tell me how much you paid for this place, or I'll knock your teeth out the back of your head.
10 grand.
You can give the audience what they want to see when they want to see it. You can see the emotion on the face. You get to see Edson looking at the hammer, and then you get to see the hammer bouncing off the toaster. This scene comes alive because of the coverage.
The future was dying here, Benno. I was surviving.
In this scene, maybe we don't need editing. We've got the blocking. We've got Kurtwood moving to and from. We've got him wringing the water. Even when we do have a cut, you see the feet kind of playing. It's like they're caged animals, the wild animals. So in this scene, we have movement. We have the relationship of actors in space. We have physical things that are happening. If you can fill the shot with new information like light or movement or blocking or the interrelationship of the characters and the composition have meaning, that might work out fine. But most likely you should err on the side of making sure you have some coverage. Now, if you have too much coverage in a theoretical way, you might lose control of the film. If the editor can put together the scene any possible way because he's got a million shots, then who's really controlling the film? But more importantly, on a practical level, if you shoot a 30-to-1 shooting ratio, meaning you shoot 30 times the amount of footage you need, you're going to have two problems. If you're shooting film, you're going to waste a lot of money. You might burn through $5,000 or $10,000 of extra film stock that you can't afford. But on the other practical level is you're going to waste time. You're going to spend so much time moving the camera, changing the lights that you're not going to have time to make your day and making sure you have enough coverage for the other scenes.
Yeah, it's not funny.
Oh, my father-in-law's got a lot of money. He's looking for a tax writer. But I think I can make a profit.
If you're not sure how much to do, ask yourself, if you have a 4-minute master scene, do you need this whole master scene? Are you going to really use this? Don't run through a master scene 4 or 5 times. Do a rehearsal, shoot it once, and then after you've discovered some good things, shoot the intro, shoot the outro, and then shoot maybe a little piece in the middle where something big happens, like something changes, and then think about going back and just covering from that point on so that you know you have enough. There's always a balance of trying to figure out and learn how much you need and how much you can get away with and how little you can get away with. So in general, as a first-time filmmaker, give yourself options. It costs a lot of money to go back and do reshoots. So if you can give yourself some options, a cutaway can completely transform a scene. If you have a person talking for 10 minutes and there's one bad mistake and that's all you have, maybe you can't cut away from that. But all you need is a reaction shot of a character going, oh yeah, that's interesting. You can cut out 3 minutes of what that person's saying. They start, you go to the reaction shot, then you come back, and you've cut out 2 minutes of maybe a bad performance or dialogue you didn't need. So make sure, as a first-time filmmaker, you cover yourself.